Hello. Good evening. How is everybody? I'm so sorry for the delay. Thank you so much for your patience, you guys. But StreamYard is an absolute bummer at the moment. I cannot share my screen for whatever reason. Now it says I have to update my computer, which I'm obviously not going to do because it would take forever. Hope every one of you is okay. Have you seen my new trailer? My new intro? I find it so nice. Dawn did it for me as a late birthday gift. Oh, speaking of Dawn, hi.
Hi, hello, you good people.
Hi, good people, bad people, doesn't matter. How are you?
I'm fine, working.
Working good. Yeah, I just want to say also publicly thank you for that amazing trailer.
You're
I
welcome.
really love it. I freaked out when I saw it the first time. Absolute fantastic. Thank you so much. So, like I said, I'm unable to share my screen through StreamYard for some reason. I mean, this is just not good. I mean, I pay monthly for that service, and I'm never able to share my screen for the past like 3 or 4 live streams. Whatever, I found a solution, and I hope I can you guys will understand anyway what I'm gonna show. Before I start, I have a few things to say. I wanted to make all of you aware that I am expecting a public apology from What's the Obsession for lying, and also from the channel that is the only one that investigates the Watts case, AD. I did nothing. I'm not guilty of anything. And so therefore, yeah, you read my letter. It's directed to you. And I'm not playing this game of yours. And I mean it. And this is not a threat. This is my promise to you. All right, without further ado, yeah, that's good that the screen is that my letter is on the screen now over there. So they received it. That's good. Because, if I'm getting accused of some stuff I did, just tell me and I own up to it. But I didn't do anything, and getting accused of something, then bring the proof. And I'm done with this. I'm done with all this YouTube drama. It costs me sleep. It costs me my nerves. It costs me my health. It's absolutely not worth it. I just keep going. I was seriously thinking about stopping yesterday, but nah, why? Why? I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay, as I stated. And if anyone has a problem with me, I expect them to come directly to me. Send me an email. If you're not rude to me, you get an answer. I'm not replying to rude emails. In general, not. No matter who sent me an email. I don't like rude people. And so, yeah. I mean, it's one thing if you're having beef with somebody, right? And you can talk it out. But adding lies, this is just ridiculous. Well, I hope there's proof coming or an apology. Otherwise, they still have time. And I'm giving second chances. I'm also giving sometimes 3 chances, 4 chances, 5 chances, depending, but I'm not going to make a complete fool out of myself, and I'm not going to let other people lie about my person. All right. But let's cut the BS and let's get into this. I am able to share video files. So I figured that out somehow. So what I'm gonna do is I share one video file, and that's just, that has nothing to do with what I'm going to show you tonight. But I just want to show you anyway. Okay, so I hope you guys can see that, because thank you so much, KH. Thank you, Cinnamon Girl, for joining. Yes, absolutely, KH. Absolutely. So can you see my screen, you guys? So I do it like this. Right. So what this is that's provided to me by Ronnie Watts. Those are text messages. Obviously, I redacted them because it's none of our business what he said to his son. What I found interesting and just wanted to show, it's white with blacked out stuff. Yeah, and that's supposed to be like this. So what you see is in that first red circle, it says text message. And underneath, it says iMessage. So as we know, the iPhone sends text messages or iMessages, depending on your internet connection, Wi-Fi, towers, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't want to get into this too deep. I just wanted to show you guys in case this happens to you, so you know what's going on. So the text messages is, I thought it shows up as a text message. You text somebody. And I thought always if it shows up as a text message and then as an iMessage, it has to do with the receiver's internet connection. But that's not true. So I wish it was true, because then I would have been able to prove that Chris Watts was at different locations definitely. But yeah, no. So when it shows up as a text message going through from your provider to the receiver of that text message, that means you're out of network and the phone is using basically your phone plan wherever you are, like AT&T or whatever. If it's sent as an iMessage, that means that you are connected to some sort of Wi-Fi that your device is recognizing. Let's say, for example, at home or in a hotspot, if you allow access to your device. Yeah, there's that. I just wanted to show you guys real quick. So in case this comes up for you, this is why. So it's nothing wrong with your phone, and it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just that you, the sender of that message, is not in the network or is in the network, and then it would show up with iMessage. So now we know Chris Watts sent a couple of messages to his coworker, Cody Roberts. And just to tell you real quick, these were all iMessages. That means he is connected to some sort of Wi-Fi. The coworker is, right? We don't see the screenshots of Chris Watts's phone, but we see the screenshots of Cody Roberts' phone, and it all says iMessage. So whenever you guys see a screenshot of some other case maybe, or this case or whatever, when you see iMessage on top of that actual message, you know that the sender was in some sort of Wi-Fi, possibly or most likely at home. So this just aside. I hope remove. There you go. Don, did I explain that right? Yeah. Don is
Yes,
working
so
on
far.
what?
Yes, so far, yes.
All right, thank you. So, thank you, Annette. Thank you so much. All right. I don't know how to pull that up. Hold on. I really hate it with those technical issues. Share, no, I gotta share a video file again. This one.
Sometimes you may need to see not only where a vehicle is, but also
Stop. All right. This is with permission of Geotab. This is an actual, so what you see here basically is an actual Geotab dashboard. This is not Chris Watts' dashboard. This is not Troy McCoy's dashboard or anything. This is just an overall example of how this works, right? So what I'm going to show you is the lady will explain to you how to look up in Geotab in the dashboard where Chris Watts' bosses had access to, and his legal team, obviously. I just want to show you how that works, how they look that up, and then we get into of what they provided us in the discovery. Okay, it's a 1.5 minute clip.
where it went throughout a specified time frame. All you have to do to see this is go here and click this trip's history button. Okay, this doesn't look like much here, but that's just because this vehicle hasn't moved yet for the day. We can click this arrow and move to a different day, and then click the date to pull up the trip's history on the map. This shows the history for the vehicle for the whole day that we selected. We can change this to only look at certain segments by clicking on all of the segments that we do not want to see over here. This is broken up into segments based on whenever the driver stopped for more than 2 minutes. From here, we can collapse the data to see more of the map, zoom in as much as we'd like, and take a look at the data for each part of the trip. We can look at the speed by dragging our mouse along the vehicle's route.
So as you can see, even that they can do. If they drag their mouse along the street, they can see exactly how fast, all these kinds of little things. So it's a very, very good system, tracking system.
And you can see by these little triangles and red lines here that there was some kind of a rule being broken at these times.
You see the rules underneath. There are custom, so you can set up your own rules. Like, they all worked in that fleet management of Geotab. That's Fleetistics, it's called. It's slightly different from the dashboard, but the overall thing is exactly the same. Yeah, I know that's a lot of info, and I really truly hope I can explain it as best as I can. I really try. But if you have any questions, I'm gonna go deeper into this. That's absolutely no problem. I know it's a lot of technical stuff. Yeah, so the system provided, as you can see here, the lady pulls that up. You see driving 4 miles per hour, the date, the time, no groups. That means I have no clue what that means, to be honest. And here, that little triangle tells the person who is looking this data up exactly what the driver did. Underneath, you see the rules. That rectangular purple one means stopped. Then you have a purple star, means stopped inside a zone. But you can, as a customer, set up your own rules. That means if you don't want let's say, for example, you don't want anyone to go over 20 miles per hour, right? If the driver would go over 20 miles per hour, it would show up as a little rectangle. And if you click on it, it would show you exactly that how speedy he was, and that a rule was broken. Anadarko set up rules for phone use and all that sorts of stuff. So, but I got into this very deep, and I'm not gonna get into this again. All right, let's continue watching.
If we hover over the line or triangle, we can see which rule it was that was broken. You can have multiple vehicles selected here, but keep in mind that the more vehicles that you select at a time, the longer this will take to load. If you need to select a custom period of time, for example more than a single day or less than that, select Options and change your date range or drill down on the time of the report in the Custom option at the bottom. You will need to turn on historical data if you're checking a trip for a vehicle that has been made historical, and you can change the stops time to be something other than 2 minutes right here.
Is that clear so far? Yeah? Okay, Renee, no problem. All right. So we know the lady explains to us how can we pull different locations, can we pull where was the driver. We can pull basically everything and anything. We can go along the street with our little arrow, and we see exactly at what time, what place, what location. We see the speed, we see everything. Okay, so remove that. All right, and share another screen. Okay, this is Chris Watts's Geotab information. This is public information, so we know he started his truck at Saratoga Trail, went out to Cervi, then he went out to the 1029, then he stopped for 3 or 4 minutes at Black Mesa Road, where he said he disposed of his clothes, which I don't believe personally, and then he stopped at home. Unfortunately, oh, I can forward it. Yay. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm a complete technical sucker. So this is Troy McCoy's Geotab information. As you can see here, he started his trip in 103 County Road, went over to Cervi 319, then to 1029, then he was somewhere at 201 State Highway, then County Road, until he finally got home. And this is just a screenshot. I cut all that dates and times off because that's not relevant. All right. I'm gonna ask you real quick. Where is it? Here. You guys, I unfortunately I cannot blow it up any bigger, but maybe you can on your devices. And I have a question for you. If you look at the screen, this also comes with the digital discovery, so for everybody, free to use and free to get, upload. You can look into that for yourself if you want. As we learned, those little stars, they mean stops, right? And I wanted to know what you notice here. Please blow it up for yourself, zoom in, make it a little bit bigger. And if you have any idea, give you a minute or so. What do you notice? This was provided by Weld County. Yes. I want to see if you notice that. Anyone? Dawn, you can say something too if you notice it.
We have already talked about that. Let the subscribers
Okay, I forgot
do their
about it
job.
already. But yeah, my brain, you know. Anyone? Oh, you can't blow it up. Sorry. It gets smaller. Oh. It's not 319, that's right. But I give you a little hint. Look at the little stars. The little stars. No, the purple stars is just Troy McCoy's location. And the yellow, greenish, whatever color that is, that's Chris Watts. It's not Cervi 319, that's the 1029. Exactly. But look at the little stars. What do you see? Pretty smart, you're not so late. Anyone? Wendy, did you see it because you say, oh my God? 2 stops, that's right. 3 stops or more even. Definitely stops. Chris searching around. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. The top star. No, that's probably just the screenshot really weird. Yeah, it really sucks, that program. I wish I could share it on my screen. Don, would you be able to take a screenshot of this and share it on your screen so we can blow it up for everybody to see? Don, are you still there?
Hold on just a second. I will try to do something.
Yes. Because unfortunately, I cannot share any files through StreamYard at the moment, like I said in the start. So I have to put everything in a video file and can unfortunately not blow it up any bigger. But yeah, if Dawn can do this, it's hard to see. Yeah, my eyes are terrible too. What's the white line by star number 3? The white line? That's a light blue line, and that means idling. So Anadarko set a rule for get notified when they are idling a certain amount of time. CW circles the tanks. He stops beside the tanks. Yeah. I would like everyone to know that I'm really fully aware that I am a deadbeat moderator. What? A deadbeat moderator? No, you're not. You're fine.
Do you see it now?
Oh, perfect. Okay, hold on. I get rid of mine and show yours. Ah, that's golden. Did he go off-road? You're close. He did, but not in that picture, in that image, what we just see on the screen. Can you blow it up like wide, really wide? And go down a little bit. So you see the first 2 ones on the top, that's not so relevant, but the bottom ones, yeah. Can you make it a bit bigger? There you go. Okay, yeah, put that side by side, the left image and the right one on the bottom. If you can put that side by side. Yeah. Perfect. No, a little bit higher up. Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Fine. I'm so sorry, you guys. That's so unprofessional. But yeah. All right. There you can see. Look at the stars. What are you seeing? He reversed near the tanks. Yes, but look at the little yellow stars. That means stops, right? Little stars mean stops. Catherine, my honey. Eagle eye. Eagle eye. Number 3, 4 stops by CW, then number 2. 3 is switched with 4. The winner, Tumbleweed. Exactly. Do you see in the right-hand corner, underneath the tanks, the little star is labeled stop number 3. To the left, you see the same thing underneath the tanks. The little star is labeled number 4. I'm getting to this, BLN. And when I saw this, I thought, what the heck is this? Did they again try to fool us? Did they change anything in the discovery? No, they didn't. I found out and I got on the phone with Geotab customer service, and they did explain to me that this is not tampered with. This is stops within a location. Can you make it a little bit smaller, please, Dawn? So I see the top one. Well, so I see the top. Yeah. So what you basically see in the on the right side is 3 screenshots of stops within a location. On the right, no, on the left side, you see that. So he had, instead of 5 stops or 4 stops or 3 stops, he had way more. I'm very confused, yeah. So basically what it is, hold on, I removed that real quick. What you see here, that's his stops. But this is only an, oh no, that is Troy McCoy. Here. Those are his stops, right? We know he went from home to Cervi 319, then went to the 1029, had 2 other stops within this area of the 1029, then went to Black Mesa, but that doesn't matter. So what you actually see in his stops is an overview. So that means whoever pulled his locations clicked, right? Poop stop is number 4. That's right. So you click, basically, that's an under category. If they would have clicked on 319, you would have seen all the stops he made within the area of Cervi 319. But they didn't. So they clicked on here and they saw he stopped at the 1029 for several times. So what you see here is just an overview, but you don't see his actual stops. Is that okay explained to you guys? This is the 319, right? So McCoy, this is the second stop of the day for McCoy, as well as for Chris. Okay? But this is the only thing they provide to us, is that overview. They do not show us if he had other stops within the area 319. They only provide us with the stops he made within the area 1029. So we don't know. He might as well, could have been stopped in the area of the Cervi 319 several times, but we don't get to see this. Is that so far clear for everyone, or do you want me to explain it again? My head is all over the place. Right. Okay. Absolutely, Wendy. Absolutely. We could have more details, but we don't. So what we actually have is only an overview of the Cervi 319. And as the lady explained in the video I showed in the beginning, you can basically click on under categories and it will give you that location. You can even follow along with your arrow on the blue or yellow or green, whatever color it is, on the lines, and you see exactly the speed, the date, down to the second. You see down to the second where he was, but they don't give us this information for the 319. So another thing, Troy McCoy, for example, he says, Chris parked his truck with his headlights while they stopped at the edge of 319. Yeah, that's another thing, Catherine. That's another thing. Troy McCoy describes when the agent asks, where was his truck? And he shows it. He even draws it on a little map or on that Cervi 319 thing. And he says his headlights were facing the wellhead. The wellhead is right where you see that, you see that purple stop or purple stop where it says 2. It's right to the left. It's right on the left side. I can't make this any bigger, but I'm so sorry, you guys. However, you see those little, within those lines, for Chris Watts, you see them in black, following along how he drove, right? And you see them for Troy McCoy in white. This is just the direction he is driving. So what you see here, I'm so sorry, you guys, I can't make that any bigger. But after that, you just can stop or go to the discovery and look it up and zoom in. So he's driving in from the left. Then he does weird things, like he's circling around, right? And then comes to a stop. If you follow those little arrows, he comes to a stop with his headlights facing the field, right? So his headlights are facing the field. Blue is McCoy, and this is none of our concern at the moment. It's just follow the yellow lines, okay? Yes, Troy McCoy absolutely has interesting travel routes that day. So this tells us basically when Chris comes in, he was parked differently, and that tells us that he had to move his vehicle at some point, right? Troy McCoy describes when he comes in the field, Chris Watts' work truck parked with the headlights facing the well. But his Geotab location tells us he was driving straight in with his headlights facing the field. It could have been or not. I don't know, right? Because we don't have this data. But I'm pretty sure that he moved around on the field. Get to the next one. As you can see. Oh, Don, can you put that up real quick again? Your screen, please. Then I can show the arrows a
Yes.
little better. I'm so sorry, you guys. The StreamYard is, I'm gonna cancel that and look for a different provider. It's ridiculous.
Now I have issues too.
Oh, no,
Right
you're
now.
joking. I don't know how to. Let me see. No, I'm unable. That video file, I can't not blow it up anymore. I laughed at that burrito every morning thing until his week later when I realized I would love a burrito at breakfast. Yeah. Yeah, he had a burrito every day at 7:45. Are you able to fix it, Don?
Hold on.
This is probably the worst live stream technical issues wise in a long time.
Yeah, but it's not us.
No. Yeah, what I'm gonna do after that live stream, tonight or tomorrow, I'll be putting this in a video and upload it as a normal little video, and I put my arrows in for everybody to see, so you can go back to that if you are interested. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, when I didn't go live last week because of my voice, it felt like I haven't seen you guys in years or heard
Done.
from you guys in years. Ah, it's there. Okay. Yeah. Can you blow it up so we just see those little arrows within the lines? Yeah. So here you see, there you go. So under that little star, for example, the star number 5, you see that those little arrows, and those arrows tell us the direction of travel. I'm sorry, I need a magnifying glass. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So just so you see. All right. Thank you, Dawn. All right. Further. So can you take a screenshot of that, please, so we can blow it up, if possible?
Just a second.
Yeah, this happens when you're live and have technical difficulties. It happens, right? It is what it is. I'm sorry. I just realized I forgot something to show you. Just give me a second.
Are you talking about this image you have on your screen?
I'm gonna. What?
I don't have it in this format.
Oh, okay.
And
hold on. Let's try it a different way.
And the table that I have is very blurry.
Oh, okay. I tried a different way. Hold on. When I send you just for comparison, when I send you something, can you show it? It doesn't matter if it's blurry or not. The audience will see that anyway. It's not about, the little details. It's just about showing that we have two different sheets of location.
Hmm.
Just give me 1 sec. If I send this to you.
Okay, I got it.
No, I did not send it to you. Now you have it. It's on WhatsApp. I want a burrito too. I just woke up. I was so exhausted. And I set my alarm clock and I didn't even hear it. And I just woke up because you guys were raiding. And I'm like, oh my God, I overslept. Yeah, happens. Yeah, the picture I just sent to you, that's the one.
Yes, just
Okay.
a second.
Okay. No stress, we have time. I have time all night.
Ready?
Oh, thank you. Okay. So, another thing you see here, can you blow it up on the left or in general a little bit? Yeah. So if you move to the left, no, go down to, we're not interested in Troy McCoy. Go to the other one. Right. Can you blow that up a little bit, please? The left side. That's teamwork. So as you can see here, hopefully, the first stop, Saratoga Trail, it's given Nate's location, so Nate's address, but that's okay. I mean, he was reversing and stuff. So 2905 Saratoga Trail, number 1. Number 2 is 386 Highway Keensburg. That is Cervi 319. And underneath, number 3, you see Colorado Road. That is Cervi 1029. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Now let's look at the right side. What do you see here now? What do you see here now? Do you see it? Shall I do a total overlay so it's better to see? Hold on, I'm gonna do this. So what did we say? Stop 1 was his home address. This is when the trip started. Stop 2, Cervi 319. And stop 3, the 1029. What's missing, or what do you see? That reminds me of that movie, Now You See Me. Okay, I think I can if I put it this way, you might be able to see it way better. I'm gonna send you another picture, Dawn, if you would put that one up so we have it side by side.
Okay.
I know I get on your nerves. I'm sorry.
No, you don't.
Don't lie.
No, really, I would have told you.
I know you would. You're such a bad bully.
I'm a
Okay.
predator.
Oh, predator. Yeah, and I'm a predator protector, right?
Sure.
Do I have it? Oh, it's failed. Oh my God, this is the worst live stream of my life. All right. Technical wise.
So what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to send you another image. You should have it now.
Okay.
Close, Catherine. Close. The triangle stands for a rule been broken. So Anadarko set there are set rules from the start within the Geotab system, but you can add any rule. Like let's say I don't want anyone to go over 20 miles per hour. You set that rule, and once a driver would go over 20 miles an hour, it would give an alert. This is what those little triangles at the end is.
Ready? Ready?
Ready? Okay, can you blow it up so we can see the left side of that image? Just the yellow, greenish. There you go. Yes, now you can see it way better, right? This is what they give to us. Do you see it? No, don't be confused. Don't be confused by the time. We figured that all out. That everything is okay. No, nobody tampered with anything. So now you see it better. On the left, stop 1. Basically the start of his travel. Saratoga Trail. Number 2, 319. Number 3, 1029. And now on the right side, exactly craftastic. The times are different as well, because what you see on the right side is under categories. Right? So what they basically do, the left side you see, the left side of the image, this is his overall sheet, let's say. Yeah, the main stops, let's call it this. What you see on the right side is they were trying to figure out the under categories. That means how many stops and where was his location at 319? Where was his exact location at the 1029? Did he have any other stops at the 319? Did he have any other stops at the 1029? So this is basically what you see on the right side, an under category. I cannot tell you what they were looking for because I don't see them doing it, right? So when I would see them, clicking on different things like the lady did in the video or showed in the start, I could tell you exactly what they were looking for, but I can't. All they give us is that little sheet with under categories. Because here you see, he had a 4-minute stop at the 1029. He had another 3-minute stop at the 1029. But they don't give us, so if they would have clicked on the right side into that little field where it says number 1, 12311 Highway, Keensburg, it would have opened up the under category of his stops he made at the Cervi 319. Is that explained okay?
When you have access to the dashboard in Geotab, you have access to dynamic listing.
Exactly. Yeah.
What
What
we
is
have here?
dynamic listing? You gotta explain that a little bit.
We only have screenshots, like one frame from an entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see on the right is a more detailed listing of the records.
Right, of his stops at the 1029. So they were very, very interested in the 1029 for some weird reason. So we get, do you see that pattern kind of thing? They don't give us anything on the 319. All we get is a screenshot of their Troy McCoy's and Chris Watts's first stop and first arrival at the 319. So either they were very interested in what happened at the 1029, or they did not show what he did at the 319 on purpose. We know that the vehicle was parked different at the 319 than Troy McCoy describes in his interview and puts it on paper. He draws it down. He says Chris' headlights were facing the wellhead. And that's not entirely true, because when Chris Watts arrived at the 319, his headlights were facing the field. Of course, it could be that he just, started his truck again and, turned around a little bit. Of course. But the point is, why don't we see those little stops? Anything is possible. He could have idled, he could have whatever, right? But why don't we see those little undercategories for the 319? I don't think that is possible, Wishing Bee, that there were no other stops, because at least he idled around somewhere, right? I mean, I don't know. I truly don't know. We can only work with what we have, right? So yeah, there's that. It's very, very interesting. And I was like, oh, there you go. So it could have very well been, when we remember what I told you about his phone and location. And I have so many questions about this as well. This is also in the discovery. You can look it up for yourself. The significant location app is not an app that gives you an exact location, okay? It only gives you the area of a location you have been before, and your phone recognizes that location. So you get an area. You don't get, like with Geotab, you can see here, you don't get an exact, they even provide what is it called? Oh my God, my head is, the exact location they give you here with coordinates. You see that, right? So they give you the exact location, and you can look that up online on Maps or Google Earth. But the phone app significant location only gives you the area, and he was within the area of Roggen. That doesn't mean that the phone was exactly at Cervi 319. And that doesn't mean the phone was exactly at the 1029. It only gives you an area, not an exact location. Yeah, significant location, that's an app or a program in his iPhone. Also, these screenshots are very, very inaccurate. We don't, the header is cut off, or we get really weird screenshots. So we cannot say for sure, given the fact that they made so many errors in the discovery. Yeah. We only can go by what they tell us, but it could have been mixed up because so much was mixed up in the discovery, given the timeline entries, picture entries, all these things. So we cannot be sure that the top thing you see, like here, like that is, they give us that for both, for his work phone and for his personal phone. But they don't tell us, does it really belong to that list? Is it really that screenshot that belongs to that list? Or is it the other way around? Or is it from a completely different phone? Because you gotta keep in mind that they checked 4 phones with the same system. That was his work phone, his personal phone, Shanann's phone, and NK's phone. We don't have any locations in a screenshot provided from Shanann's phone. We don't have any location of a screenshot provided of NK's phone. I don't know if they had disabled that switch so you allow them to see your significant locations, but we just don't have the data, right? So, but we can also not be sure that this is really the screenshot that belongs to the list of locations. So tumbleweed for you again. The significant location app, or it's not really an app, it's a program in your phone that allows your phone, in the iPhone, I don't know how is it with Samsung devices or anything like that. It allows your phone to recognize your locations that were significant to you. That means where you have been previously for a longer time, right? So that is recognized. Let's say you go to McDonald's around your corner at your hometown, and the next time you go to McDonald's and you check your significant location, it will give you the area of where you have been previously. So, and that's the significant location. So it doesn't give you an exact spot, but it gives you the surroundings or the area. All right. Hold on a sec. Do I have another one? No. Don't. Yeah, so that was basically what I wanted to show you. So we see here the 319. Overview, stop number 2. The second stop he did that day in that area. And they don't give us the stops he might have made within the area of 319. They were very interested, like I said, in the 1029, but that was probably because Troy McCoy told them, he went out to the toilet and they were saying that they were digging up. Goody girl, welcome. They were digging up his poo, which is absolutely disgusting to say, I know, but it is what it is. And they were even, oh my God, they even have a video of that, right? But we don't see any video footage of the 319. We don't see any under categories of the 319 like we see it here in the for the 1029. We don't see all these things. So, but just because we don't see all these things doesn't mean they don't exist, right? So it was just weird to me that I was following along that little black arrow and I could not see another arrow, and he was not idling, he was not reversing, he was not, he had stopped. And this is why I think that he moved around. Same with when I showed you, I can actually pull that up real quick for you. I'm so not prepared. But if you give me a second, and Dawn, if you can just talk or take any questions, there might be any questions.
Yeah, I would like to thank very quickly to people that took the time to send me emails or communicate in other ways. I would like to thank to Annie, Anita, Terry, La Tercera Raíz, and of course I really appreciate Catherine C, pretty smart. Sorry if I forgot anyone else, but when I receive such emails, I'm saying to myself that I'm doing a good job, and sometimes I need some encouragement from you, because you see what is happening lately, and very soon I will upload a video on my channel that will I will have a message about what is happening, my point of view, and maybe you will understand what has to be done, because enough is enough. I would like to address very quickly something about Dave. I want to confirm that I and Tanya, didn't know anything about private life of Dave's, and it came as a surprise to all of us.
Yeah, but it's also his private thing and his business,
Yeah, sure.
And I'm not the one to judge. He has to deal with it himself.
Sure.
It's just the hypocrisy that gets on my nerves. And constantly putting down other people, that's just not, and he should know that's a shitty thing to do, because he himself went through all this bull crap with videos about him being made, and I completely lost all respect. And you guys know me, I give 2 chances, 3 chances, 4 chances, 5 chances, but enough is enough. I'm sick of this.
I think we have also mentioned that YouTube is not what I expected to be, like defending the copyright for creators.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame that they even allow, or that YouTube even allows abusive videos with the intent to harm or cause trouble to others. It's sickening. It truly is. Yeah, but the law on data and stuff changes from next month. And yeah, be aware of that. If you guys are interested in that data law, just look it up. There are new laws apply for the US as well as for Europe and third countries. And third countries are not countries that are not classified as Europe or America. Okay, I'm gonna send you that image. And this is the proof I have that we absolutely did not get everything, because at Cervi 1029, right? This is not what you see on the screen. Those are not his only stops. There are more under categories. And I'll show you in a second why. Do you have it, Don?
Yes.
Red Shoes 531, welcome.
Ready?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this. If you can blow it up a bit, Don, please. Yeah. See, in a previous live stream, I already showed you guys. This is the line where he goes, this is his route, the circled one. So we see Chris Watts stop 3, 4, 5, right? This is his overview of stops at the 1029. If they would have followed along the little yellow line you see circled on the left, it would have given them the exact location where he was, how fast, any rules being broken, such as idling, heavy braking, backing up when leaving, all these things. So this is proof right here that we do not have his full Geotab data. So I'm 100% sure, well, I'm not even 100% sure, it's a fact that there were more stops that morning in that area, but we don't have that. We don't have that because the only thing they are providing is the overview of that Geotab sheet. And the only under category we have of the 1020 is of the 1029. So where did he go there? He did go to the site 1129, it's called. But this is more or less a dumping ground. It's like steel bars there. It's containers there. It's old oil drums there. Stuff like that. So it's a working well. At least back then. I don't know if it's working still. But yeah, that was more or less used as a little dumping ground. And I wonder what he did there. I truly do. Because when you have memory loss, you don't remember things. Right, Don?
Right.
So, yeah. So this is the 1129. Just go on Google Earth if you want to check it out. The 1120. Oh, maybe I can show you the 1129 real quick for everybody who has not seen it. Hold on. Give me a second. And then I show you real quick where he was. And I always thought when I first saw that, when I first discovered that, I always thought, oh, he might have circled that area, because we don't see any stops in his Geotab stop sheet, right? But now I know he could have very well stopped at the 1129.
Yes.
Because we don't have that data. They don't give it to us. Yep. February 319. Keensburg. And that's also a little bit of mix up of towers and cell phone and all that stuff, because Geotab goes along the area, which means Keensburg directly, and the significant location only gives you the area of Roggen. So it's very complicated, you guys, but no worries. It's not really significant. I just wanted to show you this. I mean, that we don't have all this information, that's significant, but I wonder why. Because if 319, that's basically a crime scene. This is where it all happened, according to them. So that we don't see the under categories. Maybe they didn't even know how to work this. And I'm wondering if this data is still available. That would be so nice. I would be all over it. Oh my God, what did I do? Sorry. Takes longer than expected.
I think the data that is missing is right near the Chris's phone, personal phone.
Absolutely. That's why, I personally don't believe that his phones were at the same location, because the data tells us differently. But you can believe whatever you want. It's up to you. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna share that real quick with you. Just remove that. I hope this stream was not too boring. I'm so sorry. I had such a nice presentation, but unfortunately, freaking StreamYard would only allow me to use Chrome tabs. Okay. Can you see that, right? Hold on. I'm gonna remove. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's if you're not a technical person, or I bet you it's very, very boring. But yeah, it is what it is. This is what I do. This is what I love. Okay, so here you see, this is the 1029. And you got to take into consideration, Chris tells over and over and over again when asked, where have you been? I went to the 629. I went to the 1129. I went to the 319. I went to the 1029. He says these things. So for him, circling that area of the 1129, I'm pretty sure he did not lie. He went to all these places. I don't know if he stopped there really. Probably not, because we would have seen a significant stop in his Geotab main sheet. But he was definitely in the area, or at least circling the area. So he did not lie. Yeah, so this is the 1029. And if you go around, and he also says, when Coda asks him, how far is that, how far apart those sites? And he says, just a walk. And he's right, because it's like 400 yards. It looks further away than, on the screen than it actually is. And I did a video about that as well, where I measured all the distances between those oil wells. So this is the area here, right here. He circled basically around here. And this is the 1129. You see, it's a dumping ground. This is only one tank. and a separator, because the question was forwarded, how many containers are at the 1129, and he kind of, in my opinion, avoided that question a little bit and started talking about separators and tanks, and yeah. So I cannot really identify what that is. I see old barrels, steel. It's basically the bat cave they have out in the field, right? So, and it's really not far. So 1029, 1129, and this was the area he circled. He actually, I pinned him down in this area here. Yeah, so it's really not far. The 319 is over here. That's about a 10-minute drive. And all the other ones are down here. The 629 is right here. So it's really not far. You could easily walk that. Easy. Yeah, that's basically it. That's what I wanted to present to you. So you guys know that sometimes things do add up when we have the right data, right? And I find snippets from time to time, and then when I find snippets, I go into it and try to explain it. In the start, when I found these yellow lines that went down from the 1029 to the 1129, I thought, all right, he circled that area, but I'm not too sure anymore because he could have stopped. But what we don't see is that sheet and the under categories that belong to those sheets. What I'm asking myself, although, is when did he circle that area or stop there, or when did he go to these sites? Because his co-workers, they were all at the 1029 and nobody saw him leaving. They did say in their interviews that he went out, or McCoy only, I can't remember. They did say that he went out to, relieve himself, but they did not see him driving through the field. And that's the point. He was driving through the field. He did not use the roads. He was driving through the field. There are several dirt roads, and they usually go around, or, when you use that dirt road, but he went straight through the field. So I wonder why that was and when that was. None of his co-workers saw him leaving, other than parking his truck next to these oil barrels at the 1029. So that's really weird to me. I want to know, when did he go out there? Was it before 6? Did he leave his phone there so it wouldn't connect? I don't know. Questions over questions. But yeah, I'm going to put this find together with his location on his phone, and I will see what I find out, and then I will present it to you. Definitely. I think the leak is just a cover-up. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think there is a leak, because when they recover the bodies, there's no leak mentioned either. Excuse me. TJ and Don, do you think that the informant led law enforcement to 390 to see planted evidence to distract them from 1029 to buy some time to dispose of bodies at different site? 319 was too clean. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Don, what's your opinion about Catherine's question? I think it could be.
It is a possibility.
Absolutely.
I would like to say something about the drone footage. If you look at it, you can see that the drone is circling one time. And in my opinion, the most visible thing in that field would be the sheet, the bed sheet. Yet, for some reason, after going over the tanks, the drone is going directly to the grave, and only then to the bed. After that, to the bed sheet. So, to me, it is another proof that they knew a lot of things before going there with the drone.
Absolutely. But the question is, who gave them the information? Because
Well,
as we broke it down, there was no way. I mean, they knew he went out to the 319 and to all those sites. Yeah, because he told them to. But who gave them the indication to look in those tanks when the
list
drone
is
first launched at the 319? They could have been at the 1029.
yes, the list is quite short, but we can't say for certain.
Yeah. So was he really driving that truck? Yeah. And which phones did he have? He had both phones. And you can see that Tammy Lee was suspicious about those phones as well, because she was asking Apple, do they usually carry both phones? Their personal and their work phone? So there you can see they were onto something. And also, we don't have the 319 under categories. Let's call it under category stops, right? Who tells us that he did not drive out in the field? As we saw, he's driving out to the fields or through the fields at the 1029. So why not driving out in the fields at the 319? I think NK did when she first met law enforcement. I think she played CW. I'm not too sure about this, you see, because they went to Cervi when she just called the FBI. So I don't think she picked up the phone saying, I know where the kids are, or I know where Shanann is. I don't know, it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. Time-wise. I mean, we don't know, what other phones they had, who they called, who they were in contact with. We don't know all these things. But from the timeline they gave to us, I don't know. Yeah, me too. Me too, Wendy. The blanket didn't leave the house. It was in the main bedroom. Yep, it was. Absolutely. Next to the chest of drawers, when you want to look at the body cam, slow it down, and you will see the blanket he describes in Wisconsin to have them smothered with. He says was her Yankee blanket, Cece's Yankee blanket. And he disposed of that stuff. No, that blanket was at home. You're right. Thank you, Pretty Smart. If you have not already done, could you please hit the... thank you. That's so nice. Okay. Why no other drones sent to other sites? And if there was, why not included in Discovery? They did send drones up. They also send drones up at his house. We don't see the footage of. We don't see the footage of this. We don't see we don't see many things they have actually. But it's in the Discovery. If you want to read it up, I cannot tell you the page number exactly, but it's in there that they described they launched a drone flying over his house and in the area, but they did not see anything of significance. when was that Tommy placed that drone footage in front of Chris? The date, that was the 15th at 4:51, I believe. No, 5. When that was after he was talking to his dad. That was 5:51, I believe, but not too sure, but it was definitely on that Wednesday. 2 questions, Adrian. No, 1 question. The question I ask myself is, when did the girls get down in the tanks? Because it was not possible above, I mean, the time factor in the manholes. What I know from RK, she was on Dave's channel, did a good live stream with him about the tanks. She says it takes hours to get those bolts off those manholes. But then again, I'm not too sure. I do personally, and that's my opinion, believe that the kids did went down those hatches. Because, bones and skin of a little child, and I don't want to sound graphic here, but it's more bendy, and they don't break their bones that easily. And yeah, me personally, I don't think they went any other way in those tanks. What do you think, Don?
Yes, I'm on the same opinion with you. And the bones of the kids are flexible, let's say. It is kind of graphic, yes, but when you are doing an investigation, you have to analyze anything and everything.
Linda, just go to his Wisconsin interview and re-listen. Has the missing pieces, but won't realize them, because if they did, it would show injustice. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, and I don't even think it is on purpose that they don't give us those things. You see, I believe that they, how can I say that or put that? I don't believe that they knew all these things. I don't believe they were very keen on Geotab. I don't believe they were very keen on iPhones or Apple devices. They give us statements like, oh, we're unable to download from Apple devices and things like that. What I was wondering is why they did take so long for everything, right? I want to see that airport footage, for example. This is normally the first things you do. You try to track the victims, or when people are missing, you try to track their whereabouts. Let's see, they didn't know at that time, or they did not have the footage at that time from Vivint of her coming home. So what are you going to do? You try to figure out, or you try to look for where had she been previously. He says, oh, okay, she landed at the Denver airport. What am I going to do? I send 2 officers to the Denver airport and ask them for the surveillance footage, because on these things, like on CCTV and stuff, you could have seen, is somebody following her? Who is she with? Is there probably another person? Is there somebody spying on her or observing her? You see all those things, right? And I mean, it's just it just doesn't add up to me. I mean, why they didn't do this, but that's just bad investigation. I mean, obviously it turned out horrible, and in the aftermath, you don't really need the airport footage because you have now Vivian and see her coming home. But still, if somebody is missing, you try to track where they have been previously, and you try to basically, see what route and everything. You look up cameras on the streets, you look all those things up, and they didn't, unfortunately.
I believe that Watts will speak at one time, maybe after the district attorney Rourke will not be in office, but I think he's waiting for the proper moment.
Mm-hmm. We need more research to confirm our case info regarding the toxicity of the fumes if hatches are opened. Yeah, I mean, that was tanks. As far as I know, from the number that's given on the tanks, it's a mixture of oil and water. And Chris confirms that when he says it's a mixture of oil and water. But yeah, I don't know. My friend Mary, she was a land surveyor for 150,000 years. And she's really good with this stuff, looking up. And she provided to me a whole list of when, and she's from Colorado as well, of when the pumps were working on a specific oil well site. You can look up any tanks, any field, any oil field, anything. And I gotta educate myself a little bit more on this. But back then, when the discovery first came out, we were looking through all these. We did not read anything, because interesting to us were the pictures that were provided and the digital stuff that came with it, right? So we were looking through that. And then back then, my friend Mary found this. I don't know what she was looking up. She has her specific stuff where she's looking, because of her job. And she said to me, well, those tanks, look, they were not really producing. They were not really producing. They they stopped producing on the Friday, and they resumed producing on, I believe that was the Saturday or Sunday the week after. And all over, this was a well site that was not producing every day, all day. But I'm gonna ask her if she might come on panel and, explain to us like a little bit about, the area and how she looked this stuff up, because she's really good at this. And then we can confirm probably. Yeah, but I have no clue about oil tanks. And I think, if when our case says, the fumes could have killed you, I mean, yes. I mean, look at the pictures they provide. Nobody really wears tanks apart from the firemen. And my dad is a firefighter for many years. And when I showed him the picture, the first thing he said, "Where's the hazmat?" But when you look at these things and you see an image, always keep in mind, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So they could have been anywhere. But yeah, I do believe that. And I also had a talk about this with Bam, the guest I had on, and she said, look, they have no security stuff or anything on them. Like, they wear no masks. They are holding a camera into, you see a guy holding a camera in between somebody else's legs. And if that was so flammable and they made such a big fuss out of it to not to use safety torchlights and all that stuff, how can he film everything or take pictures into, right in front of that manhole? It just doesn't fit, in my opinion. But yeah, then on the other side, we don't know. Maybe there were no fumes. Maybe they vented, before previously or whatever, before they recovered the bodies. But then we also got to keep in mind that this was not, for example, in July, that oil well site did not produce any oil. And then I ask myself, if it does not produce any oil, why would Chris Watts be out there? I mean, he was on the 2nd and on the 3rd of July, he was out there. And I mean, yeah, maintenance and, checking things, but 2 days in a row being at a non-working oil site or non-producing oil site, that's kind of weird to me. It really is. Dave admitted on panel that I had told him months ago that Chris was crying for himself at home and crying because news of children at station, coincidentally, when Tammy and Coda stepped out. Yeah, there was a change of behavior, I agree, but I just cannot get my head around that somebody would get emails or, yeah, maybe emails, I give you that, yeah, maybe emails, but messages, and they did check his phone. I don't know if they checked all his emails. They obviously did, because he replied to an email of a baseball game or something. But nah, I don't know. Would they take the risk knowing that he's in the interrogation room getting emails or text messages? I don't know. They probably did take the risk. I don't know. If they wanted him to take the fall, yeah, possible.
Tanya, can you share the screen, please?
Oh, sorry. Ah, perfect.
This is the drawing of an almost identical tank as the one at Cervi 319. As you can see, there is this is the manhole, this is the thief edge, also in here, and inside of the tank there is nothing else. The tanks are made of steel, not concrete, and up here there is a vent that allows gases to escape. So my opinion about the toxicity of the gases inside the tank is that there are so many variables that we have to take into account before saying for sure what level of toxicity was inside. In my opinion, because the tanks were almost empty and the site was ready to be decommissioned, and judging by the mixture of oil and water, I believe that toxicity was quite low. I understand that generally speaking, there are some rules against the possibility of inhaling toxic fumes, but that may not apply in this case, in that particular case. As for any kind of research, that is too late. We can't do any kind of further analysis. As you know, Cervi 319 is empty now.
It's
But
gone. It's totally gone. Cervi 319 doesn't exist anymore. They dismantled the whole site.
yes, there is nothing inside like a narrower neck, let's say, that would make even more difficult to push inside a body. It is exactly what you see in this drawing, and I will zoom in. Maybe it would be interesting to take a photo of a child and of the exact proportions of Bella and Sissy, and see what is happening when we're trying to push it in. But I think that a body is very flexible and can be squeezed inside if somebody really wants to. I don't want to give you more details, but if Chris is not talking, could be because he did something more horrific than we already know. And I'm referring at his methods to push his daughters inside.
Yeah. The little bit that was still remaining. Yeah. I'm gonna try and pull up this website for you guys next time, where you can see and we can search all those tanks. That gives you exactly how much they produced, how much oil they sold, how much gas they sold, how much money they made. It's all in this thing, and I truly hope that my friend Mary can come on panel with me to explain all these things, because I have no clue. But yeah, absolutely, you can absolutely ask questions. Frognado, this is a question that came up so many times. They did seal part of the medical records, but Chris did not say, please seal the medical records. I don't know where this came from. And we forwarded that question too. And he said, I had nothing to do with this. I did not know they were doing this. So also, what benefit would he have for their medical records to be sealed?
For Chris?
Yeah.
Maybe some details about the injuries that could shed a darker image over himself. Maybe it was part of the plea deal to seal them.
I didn't see anything in there regarding the medical records, but I could have overread it or something. I would have to reread. Would there be blood on the hatches? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I personally, and it's my personal opinion as a non-medical expert, I think Bella's injuries came from her being stuffed in those tanks. And I don't want to sound graphic, but that's my opinion.
Mine too.
retrieved. Yeah. Yeah, that was really weird. Also, you know, brown red hair for Cece and blonde hair for blonde hair for Bella. I don't know. People are coming up with the weirdest stuff, right? Saying crude oil is doing something to your hair color, like let it appear darker or lighter. But nah. Have you ever that's probably a bit morbid, but try it out and try to dye your hair with crude oil. Oh, Don lost his internet connection, probably. Okay, any other questions? Oil does not dye hair. Yeah, but if explanations are not given, then people trying to get their explanation somewhere, and they look in every single corner. I mean, which is good, but come on, guys. Crude oil dyeing your hair? Or no. Don's internet address. Check out my question. What was the question? That one? No. Can you please put it again? Pretty smart, because with that StreamYard stuff, it's just does my head in. Just put your question in again. I don't know if that was a mistake. I did not read it, but I think Dave read it out at some point, and I think two different reports state that, if I remember that right. But I'm not sure above that. I have a delay on my StreamYard, pretty smart, so I don't see the questions. They don't come in order as you guys type it. That's the problem. It's mixed up. So I don't see what you see. Ah, there you go. Do you think I'm right that NK was in another room closely? That NK was in another room. Yeah, please type it again. Yeah, but I put that onto, who, if somebody asks you something and you're not sure. I mean, I'm not good with sizes and all that stuff, but I put that to just, being mistaken to me. But again, my personal opinion, this doesn't say anything. Like, this has no significance if he says those thingies, those hatches were smaller or bigger. It might have appeared bigger to him, and for another person it might have appeared smaller. CW said in an interview he wanted to save his girls. That tells me the girls were with someone else, and he went to the other sites to find them.
If you are to believe him.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't save my girls. Could mean anything. Yeah, but my state of point is clear. I do believe that there was somebody else. Near to Chris, when Coda and Tammy Lee step out, I hear laughter with different female voices, and one is Tammy and one is Stacy. Ed Hopkins was mentioned, and that's NK's lawyer. I would have to re-listen to this. I was looking one time. I was looking up that footage again, but I couldn't hear anything. But yeah, I never see anything. I never, I'm just like that. I'm blind to those things and deaf to those things. But yeah, I will definitely listen back. I think NK was in the bathroom where toilet was empty and had black sentiment. Black stuff was found in SW stomach. Yeah, that could be pooled blood though, dried up pooled blood, because they don't give us what it was in the report. From maybe having a miscarriage, or it could be 100,000 reasons. Could be her food, sludge of some sort. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too. They may have appeared larger due to bloating. Absolutely. Intentionally? To make it appear not so horrible? Yeah, I can see that. They don't tell us, Tumbleweed. They don't. I don't know if it was tested, but they don't tell us. I want to know if you think I could be right that there were shenanigans going on. I believe NK was there and things were going on. Tammy goes from messaging Chris to laughter outside. Yeah, I will definitely re-listen. I've been trying to hear the voices. Very hard to hear what they're saying. And Catherine, do they say anything? Because Don could just enhance that and we would know what they're saying. Can you filter out, Don? Let's say you have, you're in a room with people talking and outside in front of the door, people talking. Can you filter out what the people outside talking only?
Yes, I can enhance that, but we will not be able to see what they were talking the same time when people inside the room are talking. But in between the dialogues, yes, it is possible. But what
Okay.
do you think, Catherine? What do you think it would be something relevant?
Because so many people think that they were talking about NK and her lawyer outside in front of the door.
Knowing exactly that what could hear them?
I don't know. I did not hear it. That's good. I don't think you will have any trouble to enhance that then. He was alone inside and they were outside talking. So that's
Okay,
good.
okay.
Can somebody send that timestamp over? Maybe Pretty Smart or Catherine, the timestamp, or send it to Dawn. And
Yeah,
then
it is better. Please send it to my email.
yeah. Yeah, that's okay if Dave heard it, but I'm not open to these things. Like, I don't hear things that easily, and I don't see things that easily. You really have to put my head and my eyes like onto it and blow it up like 6 million times before I see anything. After the polygraph, before they came into tell CW, he failed, and before they arrested him. Okay, so sometime in between, right?
Understand when he is alone.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what we're trying to filter out, Kelly. maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. We will see. Let's give it a go. I mean, why not? We have time, right? We're up all night, all day, 24/7.
Yeah,
Okay,
we don't.
if there are no further questions, I'm gonna do the discovery read through tomorrow at some point. I think 8 or 9 my time. And we go further with the discovery. But yeah, definitely next week, sometime on the weekend, we're gonna have the Ask Dawn new series for members exclusive, where we get into, surveillance and all that stuff a little bit more. And my live stream at my time you're used to it, Saturdays, maybe Sunday as well. I cannot say for sure, but I want to show you guys the oil, the pumps. I want to show you guys. Maybe Dawn can enhance that footage until next week. Or, yeah. No, what is today? Today is Sunday. Yeah, until Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. That would be perfect. And I also want to keep going with the timeline. I basically, put that a little bit off, but I'm going to continue with the timeline. All right, you guys. I hope you have enjoyed that live stream. I hope it was not too boring, a lot of technical stuff, and I was so unprepared, and I'm so sorry, but the StreamYard, I had a presentation going, but StreamYard did not want me to do it for some reason. I'm trying to fix it, or I go to a different provider, because that is really, really not good. You pay for a service and then you don't get what you need. It's just not good. All right. You all have a good day. Have a good night. And take care of yourself until we see us tomorrow. And up until then, definitely stay healthy. I lost my voice. That was horrible. And now is the time where the flu and cold, your immune system and your body is more open to get ill. So take care of yourself, and we see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Love you guys.